Hi everybody. So I'm going to tag a couple of people real quick. Maybe might get a watch. How have you guys been? Friends list. Okay. Hi everybody. I decided to tag people because why not? Everybody's good? Mystique's good? Angel's thumbs upping? Chauncey's what's upping? So, vape news. Ugh, vape news this week has just ticked me off every dang day. So, USA Today says teens are vaping nicotine and they don't even realize it, study says. Hey, let me tell you, if a teen has a vape product, they know it can contain nicotine. You guys are acting like everybody on the planet is just retarded, stupid, unknowledgeable. Teens rebel if they don't smoke cigarettes or try weed or drink, or they might try a vape. I don't know, but you can't tell me that they don't know it contains nicotine. That's like saying they don't know cigarettes cause cancer. We've pushed it down their throats so much. There's no way they could not know. Popular vaping products contaminated with bacteria and fungal toxins, study says. This is also USA Today. So I looked up that article and read it. And basically, the whole top half of the article is sensationalism and negative statement after negative statement about the bacteria and the fungi toxins that are in there. And then if you read down at the bottom of the article, that's when they go into how they did their testing and what products they tested. So they tested the best-selling products from 2013. It's 2019. So everything they tested is 6 years old. Now, I don't know when they started their testing, but I don't think it was a 6-year study to get what levels were of bacteria or fungus were in something. It doesn't take that long to grow a spore in a culture dish. So I'm going to say that they held off on it for several years before they tested these products. Now, since 2013, there have been a lot of FDA standard and regulations pushed on the vaping community, which has been great for us. Making companies register is a good idea. Making companies provide tests of their product showing the amount of nicotine it contains. Making sure that companies wear safety gear, goggles, hair nets, gloves, that they're food grade bottles that are putting everything in. All those are really good steps that needed to be regulated in our industry anyway, to keep the people who are just trying to make a quick buck from mass producing e-liquid in their bathtub and then bottling it up and selling it. So that makes a lot of sense, but why they tested 2013 products and decided 6 years later it was a good time, hi Cody, to give the results, I don't know. I did submit a post the other day on it on Facebook asking for them to please tell me what food I can purchase that 6 years later I can test for bacteria and fungus and get a 0 result, because I eat that stuff. And I think at this point they're losing some ground somewhere, probably with the whole vaping epidemic for kids. And so they're trying other ways to discourage people from going to vape from cigarettes, and oh, y'all are all so sweet. And so I think it's dumb. So I've been cheater smoking for a really long time and vaping. Last week on Sunday, well, the week before this now, I quit cheater cigaretting. It was a lot easier than I thought, but it was still, you know, it comes down to making yourself do a thing. People are having a hard time. The other day, somebody posted on one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, you know, me and my husband are both smoking and vaping, and we're ready to cut out. Hi, Terry, Dad, how are you doing? We're ready to cut out the cigarettes. What can we do? And I stop buying them. If you stop buying cigarettes, you can't smoke them. If you really want to quit, it's going to come down to a point at some time when you're vaping that you just have to quit purchasing cigarettes. Once you can do that, though, you can replace the nicotine real easy. My vape replaces all my nicotine. Thanks, Dad. But it doesn't replace the 6,000 other chemicals in a cigarette. And believe it or not, those actually encourage you to be more addicted. Some of them have things that dilate your lungs out, so you catch more nicotine when you smoke a cigarette as opposed to when you vape. But really, that's the catch that people don't talk about a lot with vaping is you can vape. And it takes care of the nicotine. And you can find them. My husband's is so light, he can just hang it in his mouth. Hi, Audra. While he's playing video games. And I had to get him something that was that lightweight just so that he could give it a good shot. Because that was his big downfall. He has a trach, so he has to plug one hole and then push the button and then inhale his vape. And when you're playing a video game with both hands, doing that back and forth action is not feasible. So I got him a small Serrani, I think is what it, yeah, a Serrani. It didn't weigh anything about the exact weight of a cigarette, and he put that in the edge of his mouth. His only complaint is that he has to refill it so often. Which I actually don't think is bad because he was one of those guys who would pack his cigarettes anyway, so it gives him that I have to have a busy work thing to do in between smoking. And he's been really successful with it. He's still doing cheater cigarettes, but he is vaping a whole lot more than he was before. So my vape got stolen last week. If you walked into the little corner store on 29th and Vicky and jacked my vape, shame on you. If you really needed one that bad, I work for a vape place. I would have found a way to get you one. You can always turn it in. They got you on film, so they know who you are. But I went ahead this week and I did smoke on Sunday. After my vape was stolen. I had 2 cigarettes, one that night and one the next morning. But then when I got to work, I made sure I got myself a new vape. So this is the Nord. It hits almost just as strong as my Tank and Mod did. It's got a really good throat hit. It comes with 2 coils. You can get the 0.6s or the 1.4s. The 1.4s are mouth to lung. This is straight lung hit. It's a lightweight. It's about a little heavier than a lighter, about the same weight as a Zippo. I really like it. I was a little nervous at first because I was used to the Tank, but it holds 3 mils of e-liquid. They're really easy to pop apart. You can buy replacement pods with 2 coils in the box. Or you can just buy the coils. We don't have any of just the coils right now online, but they are going to become available. I've been working all week to start wholesale online orders. So if you are a vape shop looking for a phenomenal e-liquid that flies off the shelves, you can give me a shout out on my email. Hi, Badger. My email is Michelle, MACHELLE at thevaporhut.com. I can get you login credentials and you can start ordering off our website, or you can just order through me. I do have special intro pricing for new clients, so your first order you'll want to go through me anyway. I have a list, of course, of all the places that have restocked in the last week. I've got 2 new businesses to feature in this live stream. But as far as, you know, vaping news goes, the bacteria thing, the thing about teens not even realizing that they're vaping it, hi, Joyce. There is a lot of new legislation trying to be pushed. If you have not written to your congressman or your senators, you should write to them. If you've used vape to quit smoking and you've used a flavor, let somebody know. You can tell them how you quit. I used fruit flavors at first. Now I'm on to baked goods. The one thing I don't vape is tobacco. One of the reasons for me specifically that I don't vape tobacco is that it reminds me of cigarettes. And when you're first trying to quit, you don't want anything that reminds you of a cigarette. You're so sick of cigarettes and the nasty smell and you know, I've tried to stay out of why they're pushing the legislation and what's going on with it. But this is basically how it works. The United States government gets paid for every single pack of cigarettes purchased. The FDA receives money, the cancer research, the Tobacco Endowment Fund, all of these receive money for every pack of cigarettes purchased. Last month, cigarette sales were down 8% nationwide. That's a big chunk of money. When you're talking about millions and billions of dollars, 8% is a lot. Vaping is actually up 8%. A lot of states do have heavy taxing on this. Minnesota is the one that comes to mind right off the top of my head, and it's 95% tax on vape products. So basically for every dollar your vape shop spends in Minnesota, they actually have to spend 2. And one of those is completely taxed. So it's taxed at 95%, which is just a little bit ridiculous. I don't really feel one way or the other about changing smoking age from 18 to 21. I think if they're going to do that, they need to change voting from 18 to 21 and contract signing ability from 18 to 21. And look, if you're going to do it and basically say that people at 18 years old aren't adults, they're not adults all the way across the board. You don't just get to pick and choose which thing they're qualified to make a decision about. And if you're going to do it that way, then everybody would be made an adult at a different age depending on their maturity level. I know some 30-year-olds that I don't think are very grown up at this point. So I don't know how they come across with all these bills and things, but I particularly am 41 years old, so I'm not worried about them raising the smoking age to 21. I don't, you know, I did at 21 and I'm sure I would have cared then, but at 41, I don't, it has no effect on me except business wise. If they change all smoking from 18 to 21, you're still going to get teenagers with cigarettes, whether they have a family member who smokes, a friend who's 21 years old. I had a rule for my kids. They weren't allowed to date anybody that wasn't in the same school as them. But I also know some 17-year-old kids that are still in 7th grade. So how much adulting is really going on there, I don't know. Some fun stuff. So we got new t-shirts. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to stand up real quick. My t-shirt says warning, and it has our Vapor Hut logo. This person contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. So if y'all get addicted to watching me, now you know why. It's because I have nicotine. That makes me addictive. we got these t-shirts. They have a logo on the butt, so when you turn around to get e-liquid off the cabinet, everybody's looking at your booty anyway. Now they see our logo on there. We've been doing some different stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to get the wholesale up and running online so that people can get on at 3 in the morning and do their order for their store if they need to, without having to talk to me or email or wait for a response, or they can even just see what their total's going to be and then submit their order the next day and I can fill it for them. I'm not trying to not have, hi Jamie, I'm not trying to not have, and Kayla's my sister. I'm not trying to have customers not talk to me. I'm trying to give more options for their ordering. If you guys like the Vapor Hut e-liquid, pay attention this weekend. We are going to have some kind of a sale. You can go to our website at www.thevaporhut.com and get e-liquid from us. We have 5 brick and mortar stores, 3 in Oklahoma, 2 in Alabama. Hi, Sylvester. I went to high school with Sylvester. And at any of those stores, you can, of course, find a wide selection of all of our e-liquids. For those of that have been asking lately, no, we do not carry Nick salt. We do not make Nick salt. The milligrams of nicotine that are in that, we feel are a little bit too strong. However, for you really heavy smokers, you know, the 3-pack a day guy, that might be the way to go to help you quit smoking. Stores that have restocked in the last 2 weeks. So I do these shows every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks I try to tell you where you can find the freshest e-liquid available from the Vapor Hut. This 2 weeks I have Misty Mountain in Raleigh, North Carolina. They carry our e-liquid. They carry a lot of Wookie, RYD2, Voodoo, which is our coffee flavor. And if you're looking for a coffee vape, that is the coffee vape. It is really, really good. I got Smiley's Breezy Vapes in Altus, Oklahoma. You can see Shelly or Katie there. Katie's been working in the store the last week really hard. Her mom got to finally go on a vacation, so I hope you're enjoying the Caribbean, Shelly. J&A Vapes in Staten Island, New York. Anthony is the person I talked to there. That is our one New York shop. I would love to get some more shops in New York. So if you are in New York, hit me up on that email. I got Atlanta Vapor. That's in Peachtree City, Georgia. I talked to Randy there. I don't think Randy's on the floor, but they carry quite a bit too. Gadsden Vapes in Gadsden, Alabama, and that's Joe Farrell. Now, Joe Farrell is opening, not only does he have 3 vape shops across Alabama and Florida, he also is now starting a CBD line. So if you are looking for a good CBD product, hit up Joe at Gadsden Vapes. And he can direct you. I think it's called Lotus Leaf or something similar to that his new shop is. I got Vaporite in Marietta, Georgia, and I talked to Taylor there. At Vapo Life in Aberdeen, Washington, it's Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah has 2 of her own line that she gets there, Obsidian and Hot Sauce, and we bottle that for her. But those are her own personal recipes. And then we also, of course, sell Wookie. You know, at almost every one of these stores you can get Wookie. If you're like a bakery flavor, it is our #1 worldwide seller. We sell that all over the world. It is super popular. It is a creamy caramel drizzled graham cracker cookie. A lot of people get a hint of maple off of it. It's sweet, it's light, it works for all seasons. It's what I'm vaping in my tank today. And then Jemison Vape in Jemison, Alabama, and that's Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy just placed her order this morning and it'll be going out tomorrow. Everybody else should probably have their new stuff by Monday. So we have 2 new shops carrying our e-liquid. We have Vapor Trail in Macon, Georgia, and that's Miss Vicky over there and her son. And they work in the shop 6 days a week. They are really sweet, nice people. Vicky's been trying to get us in there for a couple of good 3 months. And we finally got her order placed last week. And then we also have Red Moon Vapes in Lugoff, South Carolina. And you can go see Tim or William, Chris, or Connie, I think. I know for sure Tim, William, or Chris are in there. They ordered banana cream pie, Wookie. They have the Yoda. If you're wanting a really good tart green apple, Yoda's the way to go. And they have that. The owner there, William, is like sucking down the Yoda so fast. But they'll be carrying us in 60 ml bottles. I did a commercial this week. I got some more reviews. So if you want to see a review of some of our flavors, you can go to the Scott's Review on YouTube. Just type in the search the Scott's Review, and his last review was for 6 of our e-liquids. He's kind of funny. He's a Scottish dude, so he curses a lot. Be forewarned. But he's a pretty nice guy. He's funny, and he gave us pretty decent scores. We got 1 6, 3 7s, and 2 8s. 8 is an all-day vape for him, so anything over that is phenomenal. 8 Wookie and Darth Vapor got an 8. Darth Vapor is a berries and cream, and it is very well layered e-liquid. I've got a new shop coming soon. It will be in Mount Rushmore, South Dakota. And right before you get to the turn that you take to actually go up to Mount Rushmore's parking lot so you can take your photos and stuff, his little vape shop sits right there on the right-hand corner, so it's super convenient if you're traveling. You can go in there and see Greg, and he'll get you set up, and they should have their order by next week too. So I don't know, I've been trying to concentrate on new business, you guys, getting more stores. If you know of a vape shop near you where you'd like to try the Vapor Hut, send me a private message, or just post underneath here this video. I'll check it for the next 2 weeks for people adding posts. You can tell me the name of the store and what city and state you're in, and I will approach them and give them some samples. Get them some samples sent out, and see if they would like to carry our e-liquid. If you have a specific flavor that you're wanting to try at your local vape shop, tell me that too, and I will make sure they get that flavor in there for you to try. We have 90 flavors on our website. About 60 of them are blends of combinations of flavor layered on top of each other. The rest, the other 30 or so, are whole flavors. You know, watermelon, black cherry, raspberry, that kind of thing. We have a variety of categories. So you got tobaccos, menthols, fruits, desserts, our classics collection, which are the original flavors we started out with. Drinks, so if you have a cocktail thing and you like a buttery nipple, we do make a buttery nipple vape. I've been trying to learn a trick, but I am not good at it yet. I'm hoping by the next video I will be able to do one for you guys. I'm going to try the tornado that Cody did and see if I can replicate it. If not, I'm not good at O's, so there won't be no smoke rings or cool hearts. Or if you guys want to do some vape tricks, you've got to watch some YouTube videos. Sometimes the techniques that they're using, you're just going, I don't understand how you even made that shape come out of your mouth. But there are some pretty easy ones, some pretty hard ones. There's definitely beginner tricks. I can French inhale, but I've been able to French inhale since way before vape. If you don't know what that is, that's where you inhale smoke. You pull it into your mouth and then you actually inhale through your nose. But that's it. I don't know how to do any vape tricks. If anybody would like to come on my video when I am streaming and show people how to do vape tricks, I would love to co-host with you so that they can see how it goes. I was gonna actually do my live stream from the warehouse floor, but they were being naughty today, very loud, rambunctious, talking a lot about boobs and stuff. So, you know, I can't be, I can't be doing the live stream from in there. One of my coworkers just walked by shushing me. I'm snitching her out, I guess. I didn't really have a lot to talk about this week. It's becoming really political, and I try really hard not to talk about a lot of the politics. If you're not a SFATA member, sign up. If there is a because y'all are funny, Angel. If you have a smoke-free association in your area, I know Florida has a really good one. But in your state, and you care about somebody in your family smokes or vapes, let me tell you, if you have a buddy who's trying to quit smoking cigarettes and is vaping, and you're not supporting him by talking to your congressman or doing your own research, that's why I don't have a lot of friends. I think that if your buddy's going to quit smoking, and you're probably one of the 100 people that have been nagging him, hey, you need to quit those icky sticks, put that butt out, get rid of those cigarettes, kick the habit. When they start vaping, if you have concerns, don't ask a doctor. Don't ask the convenience store clerk. You can go to a vape shop and ask, but you're going to think they're biased. Just do a search, UK vape study. Just UK vape study. They did a 10-year study. They have signs outside their hospitals saying that vaping is 95% safer than smoking. Our government will not let me tell you that is a fact, but I can tell you that that is what the study said. The fact that I can't tell you what the studies, that I can't just tell you that this is the truth, is kind of sad. That I can't tell you that this can help you quit smoking. There's so much I'm not supposed to say. And I don't think it stems from a place of the FDA trying to protect people. I really don't. Because there are so many massive numbers of products on the market that the FDA has approved for use that are way more detrimental to your health. Most seizure medications cause seizures. Most heart attack medications can cause heart attacks. And these are all FDA approved and passed out in droves. There are 3 drugs that the FDA is warning about right now that cause genital infections, and those are for diabetic patients. And all of them were approved by the FDA. They put out a statement about the seizure thing, and you know, that really ticked me off, you guys, and you heard about it last time. But I did the math, okay? And so basically, for 9 million people in the United States at this point, vape nationwide, 35 have reported seizures. 25 of those had previous seizure diagnoses. But even at the 35 total seizures out of 9 million vapors, that's 1 in every 257,142.864901 people would experience a seizure. There are medications the FDA has approved for use that their death rate is more than that. So when you're looking at the information and you're seeing all the media, epidemic, vaping has got fungus, vaping has this, vaping has that, really read. You guys read the articles. If you don't understand something, keep searching the internet, keep looking it up. There are a ton of smoke-free associations, a lot of vape groups that will talk to you about it. From my own experience, I have not woke up coughing in the middle of the night or in the morning. No more hacking up a lung every day since I've switched to vaping. I used to get a sore throat a lot, and I would have a dry spot that would be really tender in the back of my throat. Since I've switched to this, that spot hasn't bothered me at all. James is a great example. He has a trach. And one thing that he noticed about it is he has to take that out of his throat and clean it because of all the congestion, the dust, body fluids, that kind of stuff that gets caught in that tube. And since before when he was vaping, he would go to scrub it out and he would have to use a bottle brush and scrub really good just to get the mucus to unstick. And since he's been vaping, he can put his tube from his throat under the water and it just rinses it straight out. So there's not all that sticking and dryness in there. And I know that some of you are going, well, what the hell does that mean? Well, they've done a bunch of x-rays lately where they've put up x-rays of long-term vapors, and it shows that they have no lung damage from long-term vaping. They also have comparison x-rays that show a smoker's lungs and then that same smoker after vaping. And the same smoker after vaping has actually started to have lung repair. So mainstream media isn't always the best place to get your news. They get you riled up about a lot of stuff, but don't help you actually do any of the research. If you notice in a lot of news, they tell you what the news is, but they don't tell you what the source is. If they do tell you what the source is, there isn't a link on their webpage to that exact study. You have to like kind of search to find those. And then when you start reading the studies, it's kind of frustrating because they give you the set of information they want you to look at first. Be that positive or negative. And then you have to read all the way to the end to get to the stuff, to all the little bits and pieces that they don't really want you to pay attention to. In particular, that last study that I was talking about, the products from 2013, the pods systems in 2013 actually tested positive for bacteria and fungus more than just e-liquids did. But 86% of all the products, and they only tested the most popular on the market, came up with either bacteria or or fungus in them. But like I said, it's 2013 and this is 2019. And so they didn't test anything after regulations had been passed. They did not do a comparison study. So for every liquid that they tried, there wasn't a control group. And I have an issue with any study that does provides information but without it having a control group to compare to. So what they didn't do was test how much fungus and bacteria are in cigarettes. I've seen a bunch of clean air studies out of California where they tested in a vape shop with poor ventilation, the air quality with 10 or more vapors continuously vaping inside, and they did not find formaldehyde in any levels that would be concerning. In fact, they didn't find anything in the vape shop, secondhand air, that was any different from outside the shop, except carbon monoxide emissions were lower because outside you have to deal with cars running. So you guys start doing your science, your research, look things up for yourself. If you're looking to quit, find a vapor who's quit and talk to them. they can usually direct you to a good starter device. This one is around $30 to $40 to start. It has a 1,000 milliamp hours battery, well 1,100, so it actually puts off quite a bit of vapor. It'll last me for about a year before I have to replace it. I am still getting a bigger mod. In fact, my boss Melissa yesterday gave me one of her old ones in a tank, and I got some coils in it today. So I'm gonna, you know, two-fist it probably, knowing me. I did buy a second pod pack for these and put a different flavor in it because it's real easy. I can just pull this out and get my other pod. See if it's right where I put it, because I'm crazy and I lose crap. No, it's not. And then I can just put the other one right back in, and it takes about 3 seconds. They're pretty cool. They have a fill spout on the side over here. Can you see it? Okay. This little flap pulls up right here, and then you put your e-liquid down in there. The nozzle fits actually right inside that little latch. And then you just push it back down and slide it back in here. So it comes charged and with a charger, so the minute you get out of the store with it, you can start vaping. I think that's really important. Be sure, if you're gonna really try to quit, tell yourself no. You have got to tell yourself no. If you do not tell yourself no, you are never going to quit anything. I'm at the same time I'm quitting my cheap cigarettes, I'm also quitting drinking soda. So I hope the next couple of times you see me, I start slimming down a little. I think that's where my weight gain has been coming from, is the amount of Dr. Pepper specifically that I have drank my whole life. So I'm over to tea. I've been doing some fun stuff. The Scott's Review guy does a live stream on Discord, and I jumped in the other day and talked about our products some. I'm going to do a remote location next time. I'm going to go out to our Midwest City store, which I have worked at. So I hope I get to see some of my customers. Jenny Olivencia, come see me in 2 weeks on Thursday. And I am going to see her, hopefully, but I'm going to talk to you guys from our Midwest City store. You'll get to meet the staff. I'll show you our really cool lighting in there, because it's really nice. It's like a red, so it's almost like a lounge that you would go to listen to music and hang out. If you want to go by and have a coffee and try some of our e-liquids, we have a sample of 45 flavors in stock that you can try right now. I think it is Zach and Zach over at the Midwest City store, and then the next live stream after that, I'll be in Shawnee. Eventually, I would like to make it to the Alabama shops, and if that is going to happen anytime in the next 3 or 4 months, I will be sure and let you know, because on the way there and on the way back, I will be stopping at as many of our little stores that carry our e-liquid. So there are licensed distributors. I'll be stopping in as many of those as I can to introduce you to people, because I would really like for you guys to meet the family that is the Vapor Hut. It's not just this one location here at the warehouse, or this location in 5 stores. I have over 100 clients in the United States ordering our e-liquid at this time, and I'm trying to get into every state I can that I'm not into yet, or that doesn't have a ridiculous tax law. And then I'm also working on getting outside the United States. I'm sending samples to Canada, sending some to Russia, Spain. I've got some on the way to Ecuador in South America, and I don't know. So you guys have a good week. If you're trying to quit smoking, start vaping. It makes it easier. And thanks for watching the show.